So, welcome everyone. It's good to be with you in this exploration of resistance to ease. I don't think I have to tell you that resistance to what is, resistance to what might be, resistance to exercise, resistance to all the things we don't want to do, and even resistance to the things that we do want to do is a constant interference for most of us. Most of us would love to live life with ease, flow, grace, naturalness. And this is really possible when you're living from your authentic nature. In fact, to the degree that you're identified as a person, a separate individual, that in and of itself is where all resistance arises from. When you're pretending to be separate from everyone else, then you need to resist everything and everyone else. That resistance is the glue that holds the illusion of separation together. Yet, if you allow yourself to both recognize the truth of who or what you are and also let go of resistance, the two go hand in hand together. They support you in feeling more at ease, feeling more centered, more open, more alive, more in the flow. But also letting go of resistance also supports you in having, being, and doing whatever it is you want in life. Can you imagine going to work without resistance? Having to talk to someone who you have to discipline, whether it's your husband or wife, or children, or an employee, or even someone who you work with. Imagine being able to do that without resistance. Also, imagine what it would be like if, when you're trying to help someone else or guide someone else, if they responded to you without resistance. This is all possible as you let go of that feeling of resistance. And most importantly, as you recognize the truth of who or what you are. And so, if you allow yourself to look, that feeling of resistance feels a lot like trying to move forward with your foot on the brake. And I know you know what I'm talking about. There are so many things we do every day where we're not fully committed, where we're holding back, we're saying inwardly no. In fact, from about age 2.5 on, inwardly, most of us, to varying degrees, have an inner no going on. We're pushing back, we're saying no. And that inner no is also resistance. And the good news, it isn't who you are, and it's just a feeling. So you can let it go. And the more you let it go, the more your life will be filled with goodness. So let's jump into a release on resistance. So in this moment, could you just simply pause or stop and notice what is, and or just simply be what you are? And by the way, just doing this, you'll probably notice you feel more at ease, more relaxed, more open. Most of what happens within our mind generates resistance. In fact, because we have so many conflicting thoughts and feelings and beliefs, that in and of itself generates resistance within the body-mind. But in this moment, allow yourself to focus on anything in your inner life or your external life where you feel resistance. And could you just simply allow it? Let it be here. Or just simply notice that that open space of beingness or awareness is welcoming of even resistance. And that as best you can, just for now, could you let go of that feeling of resistance? Just could you? Would you? When? And then could you just allow yourself to just simply sit back and open yourself to that ease, that flow, that acceptance, which arises from right within you. And then as you focus on all of that, check to see, are you actually any of that? Or are you that which is aware? The more you recognize yourself as that awareness, that in and of itself naturally dissolves resistance. And then again, in this moment, could you just simply allow yourself to think of anything in your life that brings up resistance, that you're saying no to, you're pushing back against, or any way you're thinking you have to, or you must, or you should do something? That in and of itself generates resistance. Some of you may even be resisting the fact that that red streamer on my tanka behind me is moving in the background. It doesn't take a lot for us to generate resistance. And could you just simply welcome or allow or be present with that feeling of resistance? Could you just simply notice that that open space of awareness that you are is allowing or open or saying yes to even the feeling of resistance? And then, as best you can, just for now, could you let go of that feeling of resistance? Just could you? Would you? When? And then could you just simply notice or open yourself to or sit back into or as that ease, that naturalness, that acceptance, that peace that is just beyond or behind every emotion, including resistance? And could you allow it to wash over and through you? And then if you're still aware of any sense of either resistance or of a resistor in this moment, could you just simply check? Are you a resistor or resistance? Or are you that which is aware? Are you being awareness? I think you'll see, if you're really open, that you are the being awareness within which all experience appears. And the more you sit back as that being awareness that you already are, the less there is any sense of resisting anything or anyone. Now, again, allow yourself to focus on something else you've been resisting. Maybe something about money, something about relationships, something about health, something about politics, something about the pandemic, your family, your job, anything. And then could you allow or welcome whatever resistance that brings up inside of you? Could you just let it be here? Embrace it fully. Or just simply notice that that being awareness that you are is fully welcoming of all, including that feeling of resistance. And then, as best you can, just for now, could you let go of that feeling of resistance? Just could you? Would you? When? And then, as best you can, just for now, could you open or relax into or relax as that which is natural, the essence of ease and flow and acceptance and grace and peace, that which is always right here, right now, yet we distract ourselves from it by focusing on that which we resist and that which distracts us from it. And could you just simply be that? And then also see if there's any sense of a one who's resisting or any remaining sense of resistance. And if so, could you just simply check? Are you that? Or are you that which is aware? I think if you really are honest with yourself, you'll recognize that you are that awareness or beingness. And again, the more you recognize that, the more everything aligns and rights itself. And the more the feeling of resistance dissolves all by itself. And one place where we don't realize we're resisting is for the things that we love or we like. But to the degree that we are resisting anything, we're resisting everything. So we're even resisting the things that we love or care about or enjoy. Imagine how much better it could be if you were doing those things or experiencing those without resistance. But see if you can get in touch with something in your life or within your own heart or experience that you love, but you're not really giving to yourself. You're not allowing yourself to enjoy it fully, be it fully, or be with it fully. And could you welcome that feeling of resistance? Could you just let it be here, allow it? Or just simply notice that that is welcomed here by that being awareness that you are. And then could you just simply set it free, let it go, allow it to unravel? Would you? When? And then could you just open to or sit back into or sit back as the ease, the grace, the naturalness, the openness, the peace or serenity that is always right within you, just not always noticed or observed? And then look back at any remaining sense of resistance or any remaining sense of a resistor, and just simply check. Are you actually that? Or are you being awareness? The more you examine this question, the more you'll notice that you are being awareness. And that is already free of all encumbrance, including resistance. Okay, good. So I highly encourage you to listen to this a few times and keep getting more benefit out of it. And allow yourself to notice where you're resisting in life and simply let it go. And also start looking for where there is already flow and ease and naturalness. That is also a terrific way of letting go of resistance. And if you'd like to, we're doing a course soon called From Resistance to Ease. And on this course, over 12 sessions, we'll be exploring all the ways we get caught in resistance and how to let it go, and how to live a life free of resistance and filled with ease and joy and grace and peace, even when there are challenges, even when things don't go your way. Many years ago, when I was still a student as opposed to a teacher of the Sedona method, I took an old course that used to be called the Resistance Course. This was, I think, in the late 70s or early 80s. And I noticed that just by spending this a short period of time focusing on letting go of resistance, my whole life transformed, including my business. My relationships got better. I felt more comfortable in my body. And as I recall, my income more than doubled. So I highly encourage you to release some resistance. It will make a huge difference in your life. And if you'd really like to accelerate that and be supported through that and learn how to do that effectively in your life, I highly encourage you to join us on this course. So thanks for watching, and that's all for now.